So here we go. First, I have to say, well, one, I'm a Dune fan. I bought this back in when the original Dune first came out. They had a line of toys. They were not very good, but here is a Dune sandworm. When anyone ever sees this on my shelf, they're like, why do you have a bizarre sex toy on your shelf? No, this is from the original David Lynch Dune. It is a Dune sandworm. And I've read the first book 4 or 5 times. I listened to it recently. There's a new release on Audible of the first Dune book that is performed. So they hire like male, female actors to sort of play the parts. And it's even augmented by some music. It's fantastic. But that book changed my life when I was 14 years old and read it for the first time over a summer. I couldn't believe it. It just opened my eyes to a whole new, very different science fiction universe. It was very, very different from Star Wars, right? There's not robots. Spaceships are not a big part of it. And it's a more advanced version of civilization. So I love the book. And what's interesting is reading the book is the character in the book, Paul Atreides, the protagonist, is 15 years old. So I read it and I'm about the same age as the protagonist. So it just had a profound effect on me. And then when the David Lynch movie came out years later, I was depressed. It was because I love David Lynch. And one of my all-time favorite filmmakers, Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, etc. David Lynch, just absolutely brilliantly talented filmmaker. And I was disappointed. I think there's a 3-hour 4K version of Dune that is actually on YouTube. Look it up. It actually is much better version. That was the movie that David Lynch was trying to make. He was trying to make an epic. They forced him to cut it to 2 hours. It is not a story that can be told in 2 hours. It just isn't. So kudos to Denis Villeneuve for recognizing, hey, I'm just going to tell the 2 halves. And he even said, in a quote, the director says that Dune Part 2 isn't a sequel. It's just the continuation of the story. So what we saw in the first Dune film was the fall of House Atreides, and this is now the comeuppance. Let's take a look at the trailer. I am going to scrub through it because I don't want to get copyright struck by Warner Brothers, so I'm going to keep the audio kind of low, but you need to see this. You need to see this trailer after. It is, my God, it is just incredible. So I'm going to keep the audio kind of low here, Alan, as we scrub through it. Here we go. You have not seen it, right?
I have seen it. No, sorry. I have not seen it.
This is your original
look. Right.
So I'll be honest.
I'll be honest. I have seen it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Fine. You're talking about it.
All right. Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of our Star Wars.
World is beyond cruelty. You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just gotta stop for a second. The epic nature of this, and by the way, that ring that he has, that is the Duke Leto's signet. It's the signet ring. Yeah. I have that ring. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get the ring. I have the ring. I have it.
I mean, from the movie, you have it, or
I have it from this movie.
Yeah. How'd you get it?
Alongside my father.
Was that like at the Warner Brothers store?
We believe in Fremen.
Only fight beside you.
Reload!
Okay, here's what I love about this. A lot of movies of late, the special effects have been weak, have been almost tired. Like, we've seen that before. As I watch this, when you look at those 2 big effect shots, there's some ship that's being hit. She's shooting out some weapon that it's almost like the explosion is being contained in a shield. There are types of effects we haven't seen before. This is the problem, I think, also with Star Wars, is it's become so tired. I remember like when Luke first ignited the lightsaber, you're like, what is this? I've never seen it. Now someone lights up a lightsaber and it's just like a Tuesday.
It's old hat, yeah.
It's old hat. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Whereas as I look at this stuff, it looks so original and different, like nothing I've seen. It sounds different. It feels different. And it also feels, it has that verisimilitude where it feels real.
Yeah. I mean, that opening shot with that pod thing that's bombarding that one spot in the desert.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's as real as it gets.
Oh, the sound, it's immersive. Okay, here we go. Oh man.
He said that. I got that. Thanks.
I won't be fighting for him. I'm fighting for my people.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I mean, these are people in the desert. This is not exactly the most impressive.
Right.
Do you believe in Paul?
Bitter science.
Oh man.
The prophet. Why is that a bad thing? Use it.
Because all my visions lead to horror.
Because you lose control.
Because I gain it. Johnny, do you believe in me?
Paul Atreides is still alive.
Christopher Walken is the Padishah Emperor.
I know. I had to double take on that one.
Is the Shaddam the Fourth? It's going to be great. I mean, he's like hundreds of years old. It's because the spice will keep you, alive. It extends life. Anyways, and we still haven't seen like a full worm shot yet. So I do like if this is them holding back, I hope there are no more trailers after this. Like, just we've seen 2 trailers for Dune. Don't show me anything else. Just let me know when tickets are on sale.
Because I think a full worm shot will be incredible.
Yes. Alan, you said that on purpose. There's so many times like I don't realize you're just dropping straight lines, and I'm not okay. All right, let's keep going.
Deal with this prophet.
Show me who you are.
Your father. Was a weak man.
Man.
Look who's back from the dead.
No duel must be done.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
I will love you as long as I breathe.
I think they saved $100 million by just shooting in the desert.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Okay, we're so used to movies being shot in the volume that look fake and just don't feel real. And I mean, they went to these locations to film. I've seen some pics of the production. There's more to that. It's just okay.
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
I don't care what you believe. I believe. I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Oh my God, dude. I'm so pumped for this. You have no idea. I mean, I've been waiting for a proper Dune film. Not that like, I do think that David Lynch, the fact that he could distill that story into, what was intended to be a 3-hour epic film is pretty remarkable. And if you look at the production design, wardrobe, among other things, he really, I mean, you can see Denis Villeneuve kind of copied some things from the David Lynch Dune. He does sort of, it's almost like the first Dune movie was a first draft of what the movie could be. And now Denis Villeneuve has the benefit of, in addition to the Sci-Fi Channel series, which is reviewed on the Film Threat website, actually. Yeah, I think you reviewed it. I think they're reviews of all the Dune incarnations, which is basically 2. So there you go. But yeah, I can't wait. I got it. You know what? I have to get my ring. I'll be right back. I just have to show you the ring, which I got from China for $40. It took forever to get here, but I have it.
I mean, was it advertised that way? Is this like a replica or something, or did you just buy a Chinese knockoff? But let's see. Sorry, we're trying to check if Rumble's working. It is working. But I'll just say, yeah, I did review the first Dune. It was kind of a challenge sent to me because I had never seen the first Dune. There we go.
Yeah, that's I have several editions of the book. Just, I don't know, when they put out. So this is probably my favorite in hardcover. And then this is the ring. This is the exact ring that Paul has that was in the first Dune, and it's featured prominently in the trailer. I probably shouldn't even tell people, but it's available, and I found it on Amazon. So there you go.
So I got to ask you. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think I asked you this specifically, but comparing the first movie to Peter Jackson's take on Lord of the Rings, I mean, where do you kind of rank it?
Oh, well, see, I've never read the Lord of the Rings books. I have read the first 4 Dune books. I started to read Heretics and didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I don't know what to say, but I can't wait. I can't wait. Look, and some people are going to nitpick. It's not I mean, ultimately, I think Dune probably should have been, because if you look at Game of Thrones completely ripped off Dune. It's very much about power struggle between houses is what it is. And gaining that seat on Arrakis is so important. And that's, you can tell that George R.R. Martin lifted a lot of ideas from Dune. I think that Dune is probably best as a 12-hour miniseries just for the first book alone. You could make it that, maybe even 2 seasons. But I mean, I'll take this movie because it just looks absolutely epic and something we haven't seen in a theater in a long time.